Here, let's go. K-Mac, Bill, what's up, guys? Yeah, we usually don't win games like that, so, I mean, just, big credit to just how these guys are playing. I mean, I think PC, has just got the makings, I think, of a team that is just kind of starting to put it together. Obviously, their quality showed. Even watching them in the Florida game, there were stretches of that game where they were, able to play, with one of the best teams in the country, talent for talent, and then obviously their game at St. John's and, their performance tonight. We stole this one, but we stole it by showing, I think, that the championship culture and. Obviously Silas Demery was amazing, and Alex was amazing, and Taris the second half, and then Braylon Mullins. That's Braylon Mullins.
Dan, what shifted down the stretch in regulation? I think 3 turnovers really turned it a little bit.
I think sometimes just when you get the lead and just the pressure, I think some of the pressure. Just bothered them a little bit when you have a lead like they had, and the other teams pressing. I mean, I just think maybe they weren't quite as aggressive as they were, throughout the game when they had us on our heels. I mean, they're one of the hardest teams to guard that we've had to play against. On the flip side, we never really lost hope because, we were getting great shots, throughout the game. Yeah, when my man went behind the back in transition, that felt done. He always plays well against us. Ryan's a heck of a player, but I don't know. The team, just been so resilient with injuries and getting big wins. While we've played without a guy like Braylon and a guy like Taris tonight. I just think it's a resilient team. There was never a look in the huddle, on the guy, with the players where they felt it was out of reach. But, we're UConn. So, we think we're supposed to win as long as the situation is winnable. We're UConn. Yeah, I mean, that's what makes the team, I think, has a chance to be special. It's a reason why, saying to the guys before the game, as great as we were in 23 and 24, those teams didn't get to 15 and 1, so after 16 games. So I think what makes this group potentially special, obviously Jay Ross coming back from the hamstring, this wasn't a game for him. We had some guys struggle that have been great for us the whole year. But what separates this team is we could survive one of our best players having, Solo had not a good game Taris had a really bad first half. This wasn't a great game for Malachi. Eric had his first kind of freshman game as a center where he just was it was a little bit much, but that's what we knew we were getting in Silas. Plus the defense. I mean, the guy's a ball hawk. I got yeah, it was well, oh man, I got such a file with the league. It was, I'm not going to say anything. It's crazy. Sometimes I think I watched a Big Ten game. I would say like one of the things I think we got to try to do with some of the officiating is maybe like a little bit more transparency, accountability after a game. Maybe they could release a statement as to why I got a technical foul. Keep me away from getting like a text message and a phone call tomorrow from Val. Like a Big Ten game I watched the other day. I think it was. Something happened at the end of the game that was like, I don't know if the Big Ten released a statement on like what the call was or at the end of that game, but just some transparency. Transparency would take coaches off the hook after a game, but it was a strange situation. I've never gotten a technical in the tunnel by the coach's locker room.
But bring it back to the game, the actual game.
Yeah.
How much did Harris's eyes light up after Osborne picked up those 2 early fouls there? You guys, like, we're going to go to you now.
Yeah, I mean, Taras, I thought, listen, at halftime, Oswin is, he's a tough guy to score on. I mean, he's lefty, he's got great timing, he's gotten physically stronger. The fact that we had no free throws at halftime, Taras, I thought, might have got fouled a couple times in the first half on some of those things around the rim. That led to some of my frustration, but yeah, I mean, it was, when he went out, that was a point of emphasis. But then, when Powell killed us, so we were giving up 2s for 3s. But yeah, Taras had a big second half.
At one point in the first half, the turnovers, you probably thinking of another one of those games that you were concerned about the turnovers, but then you only finished with 11. Just what was the message in the locker room at halftime about just clean the turnovers up and taking care of the ball?
Yeah, I mean, the message at halftime was frustration. I mean, you're not going to win too many games, giving up 50% from the field, getting out rebounded, giving up, 14 for 24 from the three-point line. I mean, but, I think great teams, I think championship teams, they can win all types of games. I thought our ball security was better, but I think championship teams, can win with offense some nights when they need it, and can win rock fights too.
You guys barely led in the first half at all, and didn't lead at all in the second, down 13. When you do get that, when Taras dunks that, you tie it up, and then it goes to OT, do you kind of feel like rejuvenated, kind of like a second life? That they should have got you when they could have.
Yeah, I mean, you feel a little bit of that momentum, but sometimes it takes so much out of you just to get back to that point. You kind of run out of gas. So I've been on kind of both ends of that, but I just thought that the group had a lot of momentum, a lot of confidence, and again, it just when you put that UConn uniform on, there's a belief that you're going to find a way.
And just to be clear about the tech, was it as you were going into the locker room, or was it coming back out like for the second half?
No, it was. I'm looking at Dave Benedict, just seeing, reading. It was in the tunnel. It was in the. I was. Shortly after leaving the court, I was in a conversation. I thought that was with one of the officials, and it was give and take, and then just another official that wasn't involved in any of the conversation was the one who inserted himself. I mean, that's basically what happened. But the conversation I was having with that one official always communicates well with me, and I got so much respect for him. I mean, I have so much respect for all 3 of those guys. I think Tim's going to be great. Pat's a great ref. I mean, those guys are great.
Can you talk more about what makes them so hard to defend? It seemed like you had a lot of trouble with the high ball.
Oof. Yeah, I mean, they've got so good. You have to be aggressive in the ball screen with Edwards, with Sellers, with Vax, because they can all shoot. So you can't go under. You got to go over, and you got to support the guard a little bit. With some type of hedge or some type of pressure on the handler. But they've gotten really good at hitting Oswin. Oswin's gotten good at short roll, catching it. Now you've got to obviously either stun him or step to him, and he's gotten much better at passing it. But those, I mean, Edwards, is a hell. Sellers is an NBA player. Vax is an NBA player. I mean, Jones is a dog. I mean, these guys, obviously, they've dug a little bit of hole with the non-conference. But these guys stay the course. They got as good a chance as anyone in our league. To have a chance in the Big East tournament to to be in the finals and to dig themselves out of the hole. And I love Kim. I mean, I think Kim's an excellent coach.
Dan, Braylon tonight, even going back to what he did at Kansas in his first full game, clearly is comfortable in tense situations.
Yeah.
Skill aside, when a freshman comes in, do you always wonder that about a kid, like how will he handle these moments as a young player?
Yeah, you don't know. I mean, you really don't. I mean, you see it in the different summer events, and you get to know the character of the man, and you meet the family, and but you could just see just the special offensive abilities, the way he shoots the ball. I mean, it's like a beautiful rainbow. I mean, it really is. I mean, he's a bringer of rain with that thing, and it's beautiful. And we're not going to have him here long, so we're going to enjoy it.
And Jalen's really started to come back. It was the only bench punch you had on that. He was plus
Yeah.
18. Just what can you say about what he was able to do off the bench when Solo was struggling?
Yeah, he just, Solo was struggling defensively. He was struggling kind of getting to long rebounds or any rebounds, and wasn't guarding as well as he has this year. And, he gets a pass. He saved us a lot. But Jalen is a big reason why we won the game. Stat line is not crazy impressive, but he was really good for us.
How can winning a game like this help you down the line, get into another situation where you kind of figure yourself out?
I just think winning close games helps. I mean, obviously the group's got a lot of confidence. I mean, we're 14-1 coming in, and I just obviously we got a quick turnaround. We play in like 30 hours. Again, we play another team that played the day before we played. So I think this is like the 6th time now that we're playing a team that's had an extra day of rest before we play. So we've got to. Just get ready for a DePaul team that's brutal to play against.
Thanks, everyone.
Go Rhodey.